have a way of conceptualizing how angels and demons and the spiritual realm overlaps with ours? Of how are they like present here with us, but without bodies and then invisible to us? Are they in a different location? Is that location overlapping our location? Do they come and go? How do you, I mean, maybe we're just limited to our spatial thinking, our dimensional thinking, but how do you process that? Do you have any way that you've conceptualized it?
Well, in reading the Bible, it talks about how you got the righteous angels that are allied with God, and then the fallen angels that are allied with Satan, the most powerful of the angelic beings. And that these angels have the power to come into our realm, and they can leave our realm. What we notice about the righteous angels, when they do come, they tend to come for just very brief instances. The fallen angels like to stick around. So they want to come and they want to inhabit people. They want to, take control. So that's the distinction. But the Bible doesn't tell us a lot about the angelic realm. It tells us something, but it's basically giving us what we need to know in order to come into a relationship with the creator of the universe. That's its main focus. So it's focused on the human realm more than it is the angelic realm. But we are told that these angels are ministering spirits, referring to the righteous angels, to assist Christians in their ministry and service of God. But again, they typically come, take care of the emergency in some supernatural way, and then they exit. A good example would be what happened to Peter in the book of Acts. He was locked up in prison. An angel came in the middle of the night, unlocked the door, escorted him out, and then quickly disappeared. So,
Do you think that angel was physical?
well, angels can come and take whatever form they choose. So a lot of what I run into are people claiming, hey, I had an encounter with my dead grandfather. He came and visited me in the middle of the night. It's like, well, the Bible's clear. When people die, they're no longer able to influence events here on earth. They're spectators, they cannot intervene. But the angels can. And these angels can appear in exactly the form of your dead grandfather, or pretty close to it, enough to deceive you. They can appear as an animal. They can appear as a leprechaun. You're talking about what happened 1,000 years ago. So they can appear as these little creatures. And they can even appear as something that looks like a physical craft, like a flying saucer.
So we know that there were angels that ate with Abraham and they ate with Lot. They ate physical food. We also see like there is an angel that visits Elijah, and he even bakes him bread over hot coals. And so there he actually brings another physical thing into existence that Elijah then has as this physical artifact that he eats. And so I'm just curious if you would see that as a possibility with UFOs. Sometimes people mention, like there's reports that are starting to be published by like Gary Nolan at Stanford, and Jacques Vallée has one. Avi Loeb, where they're starting to say like, here's a report of some substance that we've analyzed that we find very strong connections with the UFO sighting. And they argue, these are why we think this might be actually valid and should be looked into. And this is what we found about this substance. Is it possible that demons are manifesting these things? So Jacques Vallée says it's both physical and it's psychic, is his word that he likes to use. And he says that the physical is sort of acting in a symbolic way. It's not like this is real science. Like these craft aren't really like science. They're more like this symbol that they're throwing to us. And they're trying to play with our imaginations and shape us as humanity under like a larger control system. And it's a deceptive scheme that there would be talks of, and it would be a real deceptive scheme where there's some molten metal that they pour out, and they do it just to confuse us, and they make us chase after something, think that we're going to get knowledge by it, but then it kind of just fizzles in front of us and we don't gain anything, and it really just becomes absurd. Do you think that that's valid, or what are your thoughts about that?
Well, you brought up the example of righteous angels being fed by Abraham and Lot. So yes, they can appear at least briefly in some kind of physical manifestation where they're able to consume food. And so that raises the question, well, what about the unrighteous angels? Could the demons do that? The Bible doesn't rule that out. That's a possibility. And is there any evidence of that happening? Not yet. I mean, you make mention of the research by Jacques Vallée and others.
Yeah, what are your thoughts
where
on
they
that?
find these little, metallic artifacts.
Yeah.
However, if you read their papers, they're not able to identify that as something that's beyond what we would see in the realm of nature.
Yeah.
I mean, they're made up of the same elements that we see in the periodic table.
Yeah.
There's stuff that we could actually manufacture in a metallurgy corporation.
Yeah.
So we can't prove there's something supernatural about it. On the other hand, it's very difficult to explain by phenomena that's purely naturalistic without any intelligent involvement. They're trying to explain it as a meteorite. And the best one that they found is one that it was an event that took place in
Council Bluffs?
Council Bluffs, Iowa, where they found, the observers saw this flash of light, and there was this molten metal, and then they came in afterwards and found fragments no bigger than about that, began to analyze them, and said, this doesn't look like what we'd expect in a meteorite, but it's not what we'd expect if it was a satellite that crashed to the Earth. And what I found interesting reading about the Council Bluffs thing, the observers only saw phenomena from about 500 feet up onward down. And given the number of witnesses, how come nobody reported it coming in at a higher elevation? And is there some way we could explain a satellite or a meteorite that wouldn't be visible, then become visible? That can happen. It's rare, but it can happen. And so I remember reading the paper, they said, here are 5 possible explanations. None of them seem likely, but none of them could be ruled out either.
Yeah.
And so Jacques Vallée basically said, we're dealing with something we can't explain.
Yeah.
Which I think is an honest assessment.
Right.
But to say that this is something supernatural from a realm outside of the physics of the universe, we can't say that.
Yeah, and they discuss like how hard it would be to try to prove something based on a chemical analysis.
The other thing is these kinds of phenomena are really rare. I mean, I think the most recent one they have is like 1995. Nothing since then, everything's before that. So if this is a common feature of the UFO phenomena, why don't we have more data?
Yeah.
It's just a few isolated cases.
Yeah.